Hi, I'm Blue Love Lotus, and welcome to the Blue Temple of Sacred Geometry. In this video, I want to talk generally about what sacred geometry is and what we teach at the Blue Temple of Sacred Geometry on Patreon. So, depending on where you look, it's hard to find resources on sacred geometry. I've approached it classically, so finding out what Pythagoras knew that I could, what Archimedes did, mainly Archimedes. I've studied Euclid and Ptolemaic astrology, Copernicus, Kepler, Newton, Einstein, and then Dewey Larson's physics, Nothing But Motion, the reciprocal system of theory. Also, besides just the general different shapes, like there's the flower of life, Pythagoras is Tetractys, which is 10 spheres in this shape. Where did I put it? In this shape here. This is the Tetractys, these 10 spheres. There's the key of life, or the tree of life, that shape. Flower of life. The Merkaba, the sphere, the cylinder, and the inner heart of the Merkaba. There's the Sri Yantra. There's this shape. All yantras describe sacred geometry that I've seen. And there's astrology and tarot, which also claim to describe the same thing which sacred geometry purports to describe, which is I'll read, here's a quote from the Law of One about Egyptian tarot. In and of themselves, the major arcana have no rightful place in divination, but rather are tools for the further knowledge of the self, by the self, for the purpose of entering a more profoundly, acutely realized present moment. That's really what tarot describes, archetypes of mind which help in the study of sacred geometry. And so I teach Egyptian tarot, again, not to tell the future, although I have done, used cards every day for divination for years. I don't now, but I do like that. But I teach it as to understand different levels of consciousness. It's brilliant at it. So let me get started here. I want to just give a rundown. Like the flower of life, you look at it, and all sacred geometry, from the Jewish Kabbalah with a K to the Hermetic Kabbalah, which I do with a Q, to the Tetractys, to a flower of life, to everything. It all claims to describe the generation of consciousness and everything, like a divine process of creation that we can know, not like modern science is teaching, but something that there is a unified system. And it's vibrational physics. And Dewey Larson already invented it. It's there. But so let's talk about the flower. In general, when I look at it, it's hard to know. My eyes wiggle, and it's hard to know what's what. But if I put rocks on it, it makes it much easier. So like These blue ones are the inner fruit of life circles. They're the centers. So I'm putting rocks on the centers of the inner fruit of life circles. And then the eggs, now I'm doing the centers on the egg circles. And you see that forms a ring of 12. And here I'll do white ones on the seed of life circles. So what you get is a ring of 6 circles, and they're at 60-degree angles, which describes the measure of rotation like a clock. And like the Sumerian sexagesimal number system, a 60-digit number system like the hour. And then a ring of 12 circles, which are the egg and the inner fruit of life circles, and then the middle circle. So there are 19 circles in the flower of life. Then you also have these 3 small arcs on each side, so 18 of those, because there are 6 sides. And you have 2 180-degree arcs on each side, so 12 of those, and then 1 120-degree or 1/3 circle on each corner, so 6 of those. So there's 6 plus 12 plus 18 arcs, and then 19 circles. And the tree of life has 10 spheres. This one is never included. Dot, and these I just added. They're not typically there. Just to show the symmetry. Like you can roll a Merkaba and it makes it'll line up with those. What is a Merkaba? A Merkaba is an inner octahedron or 8-sided figure, and on each of its triangular faces, it has a tetrahedron or a 3-sided pyramid. I shaded this one so you could see. So on each of the faces, it has a 3-sided pyramid. And this is kind of like a square in the middle, like the Pyramid of Giza, and then an opposite one under it. Okay, that's the general what is sacred geometry, and the different types. I just want to say, show this. Here's a sphere, and there are different ways to divide a sphere and a cylinder, and the study of those geometrical objects and the relationships that they have to the process of thinking and creation forces the person, the student, the seeker to face their fears. I'm telling you, like, I'm not kidding you. They'll come up whether you're ready for them or not. And if you try to study too fast in sacred geometry, it just causes pain in your life. And so what we do is study the slow, happy, easy, nice, fun way at the Blue Temple of Sacred Geometry. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.